Right, okay, evening guys, or afternoon should I say. It is a Wednesday afternoon. The sun is actually out for the first time in a few days, or week actually. It's been really wet. We had some really nice weather and it's been really wet. Anyway, I digress, it's a nice evening. I'm going to shoot down to a piece of woodland I've got access to this evening. I'm going to go and probably do a bit of carving, have a little campfire, maybe cook myself up some food of some, well, I'm definitely going to cook myself up some food, I don't know what I'm talking about. Definitely going to cook myself some food. I'm maybe going to do some carving. Yeah, a little bit different obviously to last time with the lightweight stuff. I've got my heavier backpack, I've got my kind of bushcrafty kind of gear. I'm going to go and enjoy a night in the woods in my hammock. So it's about 20 minutes to the woodland that I've got access to, or one of them. So I'm going to go there. Cool, I will catch you guys in a bit. So I've made it down here. Took about, I don't know, it's about a 10-minute drive from my house, and then it's a good 15-minute walk in here. I saw a fox on the way in. I kind of spotted it and looked at it and thought, what's that? And then by the time I'd realised what it was, it got away. I might have just got a glimpse of it, but I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, I've got access to this woodland, which I'm really lucky to have. The other end of the woodland is all deciduous. There's a lot of ash and oak and some birch and stuff in there as well. Whereas down at this is all coniferous. So completely different. But I've decided to come down this end tonight. I've got my hammock, so I'm going to throw a hammock up. It's really nice, as you can see around me. It's a lovely sort of evening actually. I think it's about, what's the time? 6 o'clock in the evening. So it gets dark at about 9 o'clock now. So I'm going to throw my hammock up. I'll find somewhere to perch you, and I'll get my hammock up, get myself all set up, and then I'll get back to you in just a second. Well, there you go. The rookie in me is showing. I didn't do a long enough time lapse. It was obviously set from another time or something, I don't know. But oh well, I think you got part of it. So yeah, I thought I'd quickly show you around. Obviously I showed you around last time, so I'll show you around again and just show you what gear I'm using and stuff. So it's a DD Ultralight 3x3 tarp. I was originally going to set it up in a kind of square, but then I realised I've got a tree here, and just the way I was setting up would mean I'd have to close it on one side, and I always like to have it open if I can. So I've used the tree up behind me to attach the diamond configuration instead. So it's open on this side, and then as far as gear that I've got, Selva 450 Underblanket, complete overkill for tonight because I think it's going to get down to like only 8 degrees or something, so it should be quite warm. But after my little trip to Dartmoor, lessons learned. Paired with that, I have got the warbonnet blackbird. I love this hammock, it's so good. I never used to get on with hammocks. I had a DD hammock, which is just a gathered style hammock. They're good, don't get me wrong, great place to start, but personally I just don't get on with the kind of gathered hammock style. I know there's some manufacturers around, certainly UK cottage vendors now, knapsack hammocks. I think it's at least Hummingbird is one I think I've heard of, that now make a much longer gathered hammock, and they're supposed to be much better, but the DD ones are fairly short is my understanding, and because of that I always felt really constricted inside, and yeah, I just didn't like that squeezed in feeling, plus you're kind of lying in like a banana in them, and I just didn't like that. So the warbonnet blackbird is asymmetric, which means you lie much more diagonal. It's a much flatter lay. So I'm a kind of side, even a front sleeper sometimes, and I just find it so much more comfortable. Friends were sleeping in hammocks in the woods and stuff, and I'd pretty much given up on it because I just couldn't sleep comfortably. Got this, game changer. I absolutely love it. I'm going to get everything else set up now. Just probably dig out a fire pit here. I'm lucky, as I say, I've got access to this. I'm allowed to have fires, obviously responsibly. I'll dig out a fire pit now. It's been really wet the last few days, so I'm not too worried about that. I know here that the kind of duff on top is shallow, so I can get down to the normal soil quite easily. Anyway, there is a bit of deciduous woodland about 100 yards behind me, which I can go and get some nice ash or something from. I've got some lamb steaks for later on, so so that should be quite nice. And then I'm going to go and look probably for a piece of wood to carve, I think. So everyone will have seen this before. This isn't going to be new to anybody, but it's a nice easy way to start a fire normally. I say it's going to be easy, but this will be the night that it doesn't work, obviously. So hopefully you can see that at the back. I've got some stage 1 and 2, lovely jubbly, that works, it's a good start. Get that going on there. Look at that. It worked. Yeah, so far. Put that on there. Put the knife away. Good one. That's one out. So, as I said, I think I'm going to do a bit of carving. I've got this bit of ash that I found. It's a bit dry, really. It feels quite dry. It's still a little bit wet, so hopefully I can make something out of it. It's going to be no Adam Hawker. He does some beautiful carving. There's a few people that I follow that I really like, but keeps me busy in the evening. Let's see what we can make out of said piece of ash. Right, so I just waffled on about a load of stuff about carving spoons, and I don't even know what I was talking about, so I thought I'd just do it and then come back and show you what I've done. So anyway, so this is my blank. It's just kind of a half of a piece, quite a small piece actually for this, but it will do the job. So this is just the way that I go about doing it if I'm carving a spoon. It's quite a weird spoon. This is actually a scoop more than a spoon. Kind of got a load of mason jars at home that I'm got bits and bobs in them, so I'm going to make some scoops to go in there. So this is kind of your quarter. It's nice straight grain ash that I've got. I just basically find the centre line first of all, and then what I'll do is I'll draw a basic kind of shape on here. As I say, this is kind of a strange looking spoon, but it will change as I go. I to be honest, quite like to just rough out the basic shape and then just see where it takes me, to be honest. If I screw something up, then I'll find a way to get around it. But so what I basically do is I draw the basic shape on there. I'll then do some relief cuts in the side. So these are two little relief cuts that go kind of all the way through. I don't know whether you can see that on the back. They go into where the edge of the spoon stops, and then this one is basically the crank of the spoon. So this is kind of the deepest part of the spoon, if you like. So that doesn't go all the way through, it just goes down about, I don't know what, quarter of an inch, half an inch maybe, about the thickness of my finger. And then what I'll then do is I'll then cut into this like this diagonal, and then I'll cut into it in this diagonal, and that will then create that kind of swooped shape of a spoon that you have. And then what I'll do is I'll then take the axe and I'll take it off, so I'm taking the big bulk off this side. I'll do the same, take the big bulk off this side, and then I'll start to kind of rough out the shape of the spoon, taking off this piece, taking off that piece. And then what I should end up with, I'll also take off the back and flatten this off, and then what that should then leave me with is one kind of sliver with a nice crank in it. So I'll do that now. Right, I won't bother showing you all, I'll just go and do that, and then I'll come back to you and show you what that looks like. So there we go, that's where I'm at now. So it's quite a sharp crank on that. I'm gonna have to probably take a little bit of this piece off just to even and flatten this out a little bit. But I've taken those sides in, I've got the rough kind of shape, taking a bit of the meat off the back of it. This is, yeah, it's quite an unusual kind of shape, but that's what I quite like actually. I quite enjoy doing it like this. You just see what you end up with. I've taken a bit more off, just started to get a bit of a shape, and it is an abomination at the moment, but I've been in worse positions and managed to salvage something out of it, so hopefully I will. It's a bit wide obviously, but I want it to be a scoop, so that's okay. So I think I'm going to go with that now. I think kind of roughed out the shape enough. I can take the bowl out now anyway. It's definitely not my best blank I've ever made, but I should be able to work with something from here. So I'm going to rough out the bowl now and see where I go. Two more deer have just wandered in behind me. I don't know whether you'll be able to see them. I think one of them spotted me as I leant forward. Well, it doesn't look like it because I've got the light on, but I'll check in again. It's quite late now, 9 o'clock. I've kind of got, you can see that the bowl kind of quite nicely done now. Start getting some shape on the back. Obviously the handle's got a fair old chunk to it. I've stuck the knife in my hand at least once, but it's starting to take shape. Yeah, the stags are still barking at me over there every so often. They've obviously settled down in the woods over there, and every time I kind of make a bit of a noise over here, they bark at me, which is quite interesting. I've never seen them so kind of brazen. It's rutting season? I don't know. When does that happen? I think I'm going to get some food on in a sec. As I said, I've got some steak. I've got some lamb steaks, which I'm going to throw on. Right, time for this lamb. Looks good. Lovely. Right, I'm going to enjoy this. It's going to be bedtime. Right, so it's about 11 o'clock now. I've had my food. Fire's dying out. I think I'm going to get myself tucked into bed and catch you guys in the morning. Night night. It's probably like midday or something you're watching this, but you get what I mean. Cool. Right, I'll catch you in a bit, or I'll catch you in the morning. Ciao. Alright, good morning. I slept lovely last night. Absolutely beautiful. It's about, what's the time? 6 o'clock. So I've got to get my bum in gear. Although my house is only 10 minutes, 15 minutes away. So 10-minute walk back to the car and then 10-minute back. I'm gonna get myself a brew on and pack up slowly. Get myself out of here. Got work today. So I'll just see you in a bit. So for anyone wondering, that's where I got to with the spoon last night. Quite an odd one for me. I don't think I've ever made anything quite like this. I realised I completely screwed up the blank actually, and I didn't do the blank properly. But obviously I didn't get it finished last night. It was getting quite late, and I actually nicked myself a couple of times, so I decided to call it quits. So I'll get this finished off over the next day or so, and I'm probably try and add a little photo to the end of this video. That's it. That's everything packed away. Peppermint and pine needle tea, and then I've got an MRE cereal bar, cranberry cereal bar for breakfast, and an apple. I will quickly get the fire pit tidied up and gone, and then I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to leave that for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. And a little bit closer. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit different obviously to last time. Like I said in my the start of my first video, I enjoy both. I enjoy the kind of hiking side of things, but I also enjoy the bushcraft and the woods. I love being out in the woods, certainly at this time of year. It's so beautiful. It's getting really green at the moment and lush. So I hope to catch you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you follow along. Thanks very much. Hey guys, so it's now Saturday, a few days later. Obviously I didn't finish the spoon that I started, which is really odd for me because I'd usually sort of start and finish easily in an evening, but I realised halfway through the evening I'd completely screwed up the blank. It was a really odd shape, and I kind of faffed or farted around with it, whatever, and didn't really get anywhere. So I came back, put it to one side, and then this morning I thought I'd try and sort it out. So I've got it here. I'll quickly show it to you and show you where I kind of ended up. So I'll kind of stick the head out of the frame so it'll focus. But basically what I was talking about is it had a sharp crank here, and then it had a sharp angle here as well, which ended up with this really weird shape. So I took a lot off this portion just to kind of make it a bit more of a natural kind of swoop, if you like. It's still got a fairly good sized bowl, so it's still usable as a scoop as I want it to be. I've put a few little facets on the handle and on the back as well. It's quite basic. It's not really of the kind of style that I would usually go with, but it's fine. It's usable. So there you go, all finished off. To focus again. I'll get this oiled up now. It's been burnished, but it's not been oiled yet, so I'll give it an oil now, and it's ready for use. Cool. See ya.